Hey everybody, I'm so excited to get started. Some of your classmates have agreed to act out the play for you. So I edited together this video of all of their wonderful efforts. Pay attention to the little black box at the bottom of the screen that tells you who they are. And in the white box at the top of the screen, I've translated the Shakespearean talk into modern English, so you can read that too. Keep an eye out for signs of classicism. Remember those Greco-Roman references, as you're going to have to write something about them. And stay tuned at the end of the recording for my analysis. Okay? Enjoy!
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But, oh, methinks, how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love, doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious Duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes, and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung, with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy, with bracelets of thee hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment and unhardened youth. With cunning hath thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience which is due to me, to stubborn harshness, and my gracious Duke. Bet it so she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine. I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted, and within his power, to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, in such a presence here to plead my thoughts, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun, for I to be in the shady cloister mewed, to live in a barren sister all your life, chanting fair hymns to the cold fruitless moon, thrice blessed they that master so their blood, to undergo such a maiden pilgrimage, but earthier happy is the rose distilled, than that which withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and died, in the single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord. Ere I will my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consists not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and, by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my set and right. You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine my love shall render him, and she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every day is fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius, and which is more than all these boasts can be. I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, Allah vouch it to his head, made love to Nidar's daughter, Helena, in one soul, and she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoken thereof, but, being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But, Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death or to vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.